Hello, my name is Benjamin Hart. I'm an American attorney and the managing director of Integrity Legal here in Bangkok, Thailand. As the title of this video suggests, we're talking about, is Thailand trying to kill the golden goose? And I do occasionally do what I call an op-ed article, or an op-ed video, I guess I should say, not an article. And this is one of those. It's sort of an op-ed. In a recent article from the Bangkok Post, it's bangkokpost.com, article is titled 300 baht fee for foreigners visiting Thailand. Quoting directly, National Tourism Policy Committee has approved the proposed guidelines for the collection of a 300 baht tourism fee from each international visitor. The money will be used for the management of local tourist destinations and to provide insurance benefits. Tourism and Sports Minister Pipat Ratchakiprakan said each foreign visitor will be charged US $10, 300 baht per visit. The details of the fee collection will be announced in the Royal Gazette once the policy has taken effect. And there's more in here. Again, this is Bangkok Post, bangkokpost.com. Notably, this apparently is not yet promulgated policy. It apparently has not yet, at least as of the time of this video, to the best of my knowledge, been published in the Royal Gazette. Secondly, back to the point of this video, I actually got this in an email from a client as well as a viewer of this channel, and those are two separate people. Two different people sent me this. And one of them actually asked me in their email, are they trying to kill the golden goose, which is, the golden goose of tourism? And I have to admit, the optics, for lack of a better term, and the timing of this proposal, it really doesn't make a lot of sense to me. Now, there's not a great deal of tourism coming into Thailand here in January, the first quarter of 2021. But just across the board, if you were trying to sort of gin up tourism or looking to gin up tourism throughout 2021, this really isn't a policy you particularly want out there in the press as, being something that they promulgated in sort of the doldrums of the COVID-19 situation here in Thailand. Now, long story short, I think they'll probably get this through if they really want to. It isn't a huge amount of money. I certainly get that. But the question is valid, and the question was posed, again, by two different people, although not in the same words, of, what's the thinking going on with this? And personally, I don't think that that this is organized policy discussion to really sort of, get as much money as they can out of the tourists or something. I don't think that's what's going on. In point of fact, I think at a policy level, there's so much going on that I hesitate to say that they're overwhelmed, but they're definitely, it's sort of like triage in the medical profession. They're sort of prioritizing the biggest issues first, and certain things are not getting maybe the attention they otherwise would. And so things like this are either sort of being promulgated sort of almost automatically, or they're being promulgated maybe based on a schedule of things that was set to be dealt with some time ago, and it never really, folks never really got around to sort of changing that protocol, under the current circumstances. I don't exactly know, but I will say, yeah, it doesn't look great, and tourism is definitely necessary for Thailand. It is not the only aspect of their GDP. It's not like Thailand is, a Caribbean nation that relies almost in its entirety, GDP-wise, on tourism. That's really not the case with Thailand, but it is a big chunk of GDP. And depending on what you read, 10%, 12%, I've read as high as 20% of GDP comes directly or indirectly from foreign tourism. So to be sort of discussing policies like this at this time, again, it's not the best optics and it's not the best timing, but as the situation progresses, we'll discuss it as the situation evolves.